Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Jay, and this is the 2017 Jaguar XE. This is a car that I've been really excited about for quite some time. It just came out last year for 2016, and finally I get to do this unboxing review for you today. So I came down to Jaguar Sacramento, part of the Niello Company. Thanks again for letting me shoot this. So let's get started. Now, this is the XE. It is a brand new luxury sports midsize sedan. It competes directly against the likes of the BMW 3 Series, Audi A4, and Mercedes C-Class. I'll get to the competition shortly. But before I do so, I want to talk to you about this car's engine, its performance, its design inside and out, and just about everything else that can help make you come up with the best buying decision here. This is the car that you want. So Jaguar has done a previous car within this segment. It was called the X-Type. It was done back several years ago. That was when Jaguar was owned by Ford. And the X-Type was essentially a Ford Mondeo. That was actually a European-only car, rebadged to look like a Jaguar. It was front-wheel drive based. It did have optional all-wheel drive, but it wasn't what a sports sedan should be. And this XE, it is all new. It has a brand new rear-wheel drive platform, and it is geared towards the performance people who they just love to drive. They love to feel the road. So here at CarBuzz, we've been talking about this exterior design within the office quite a bit, and when we first saw it, we all kind of thought, well, it's a little too conservative. Maybe Jaguar should have gone a little further. Maybe it looks too much like the larger XF, which competes with the BMW 5 Series. But after spending some time with the XE here, I really appreciate what Jaguar has done with the styling. Their design chief, Ian Callum, he's one of the best designers out there, and I can see why they went with maybe a little more conservative look as opposed to something more, outgoing, because the XE has such clean lines. I couldn't find any fault here. There's, these short front overhangs, but there's little touches of aggressiveness, such as these large 18-inch wheels. They have these 7 twin-spoke black wheels. That's actually a $500 option, which I would totally get. And it just, it's all in the little details here. You'll see that this is a true Jaguar, and it just goes back to the days when Jaguars were just some of the most fun cars to drive. They have a racing heritage, and you name it. Well, under the hood here, it is a turbocharged 2.0-liter inline-four with 240 horsepower and 251 pound-feet of torque. In this car, the power is sent to the rear wheels through an 8-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. Now, I just found this out. Jaguar will be offering a 6-speed manual with this specific model here with the turbocharged inline-four engine. Why is that? Well, you should know another car. It's called the Jaguar F-Type. I did another boxing review of the F-Type convertible. And that car is also offered with a manual transmission. And Jaguar noticed that about 10 to 20% of US buyers went for the manual transmission with the F-Type. And that was a good enough business case for them to make the XE with the turbocharged inline-four offered with the manual transmission. It's going to come out sometime later this year. I don't know when exactly. But if you want to roll your own gears, inside word right here, it's coming. Now, looking at this interior, you can clearly see that Jaguar of this era is very different than it was even back in the 80s and 90s. A good family friend of ours, he actually had an old Jaguar XJ big sedan, and it was a beautiful car, lots of wood, but actually the wood panels on the inside of the front door just completely fell off one day. That is no longer the case with today's Jaguar. And because this is a rear-wheel drive sports sedan, just the way it's kind of, the platform is designed, the rear seats are a little tight in terms of legroom. That's one complaint I have, but it's not a huge thing. And so far, I'm really liking this dash. It's uncluttered, it's not at all complicated, it's just very straightforward. And these seats, I thought they were very comfortable. They had proper support, they're leather, 10-way power seats. They're heated, there's 4-way lumbar control. There's a nice leather-wrapped steering wheel with heat as well. It's just everything you should expect within a car of this class. So let's hear that engine for a moment here. All right, so it's a turbocharged inline-four. I really liked it. This is the engine that Jaguar is expecting the most to sell the most of within the U.S. The other engines, there is a 2.0-liter turbo diesel with 180 horsepower, and then there's the top-of-the-line 3-liter V6 with 340 horsepower. That is a supercharged V6, and it's not going to be as fuel efficient as the diesel or the turbo inline-four, but it is available for those who really want to have great performance all around. Now, looking at this infotainment system here, I have to be honest with you. This is one of my biggest complaints with the XE. It's a nice size infotainment screen here. I believe it's 10.2 inches in width. It's nice, but it's complicated. I think that the overall flow, the way you go from program to program, can be improved. But I also noticed when I was entering locations, when you type each letter, it goes very slowly. Kind of frustrating, but just by the way this car drives, I'll talk about that in a moment. Again, the infotainment system is not a deal breaker. You can also see there's dual zone climate control, and the buttons, they're of good size. They're not at all cluttered. I think, for an example, in the BMW 3 Series, there are too many buttons, and they're kind of hard to find when you're, trying to drive and control things at the same time. And that knob there, that obviously that controls the different transmission gears, and I really like the way how it comes up once you turn the car on, and it lowers once you turn off the ignition in that start-stop ignition there. So let's talk performance. So again, this engine is actually the entry-level engine. The turbo diesel is optional, as is the supercharged V6. In this car, you'll go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds, and you'll have a top speed of 120 miles per hour. Oh, by the way, that is Randy. He's helping me out. I've just been getting so many requests to do these videos. I wanted to be able to get them out to you as fast as possible. So back to the XE here. You got a couple of nice large cup holders there. You can get a whole water bottle in them. Plenty of, like the illuminated mirrors there. Stuff for your sunglasses. Everything within many cars today. I also like having, that pretty much requirement of having a, power sunroof in luxury sports sedans as well. So how does this drive? Well, the best way for me to summarize it is that it drives like a larger Mazda MX-5 Miata, which I've also done another unboxing review for you as well. I encourage you to check that out. Like a larger Miata, except with less body roll. Best I can do. I think that's a pretty accurate description. And anyone else who's driven it will, I think they'll agree with me. So this car, in terms of optional equipment, it comes with several packages here. This is the XE25T Prestige model. It comes with the technology package, which includes an upgraded touchscreen system and navigation, an upgraded 825 watt surround sound system, and then there's Wi-Fi. Other things that come with it, there's this the Vision package with xenon headlights with this really cool LED signature, headlight power washers, high beam assist, front and rear parking aids, blind spot monitor, reverse traffic detection, and that rear view camera is standard here. In terms of safety, the Jaguar XE, it is so new, the US government has not even given it official crash testing yet, so I'm sure that information will come pretty soon. So what's the competition? Well, you're going to have the BMW 3 Series, Audi A4, Mercedes-Benz E-Class, as I already mentioned, as well as the Cadillac ATS sedan. In terms of which is the best one, look it. The BMW 3 Series has been the benchmark in this class since the 1980s when it first came out, and all these other automakers have spent all that time trying to build a better premium luxury sports sedan. In my opinion, this Jaguar XE is the best one so far to compete with the 3 Series. Is it better than the 3 Series? It's kind of subjective. I really like the way this car drives. I do like the 3 Series as well. But you also have to bear in mind that the current 3 Series, it came out a few years ago, and this XE is brand new. So I think it's only fair to give BMW a chance to catch up with the competition and see what happens. And as I was saying before, in the rear seat, it's a little tight, but look, you're gonna enjoy driving this car more than being a passenger in it. So I'll leave it at that. Another complaint I had is actually the trunk space. It was a little small compared to other competitors. Would I have liked to have had Jaguar, find a way to make the trunk bigger? Of course, you do have the 60/40 split folding rear seats. That always comes, in hand as well. But again, not everything can be perfect. So let's talk pricing here. And this is something here at CarBuzz, we're really impressed with what Jaguar has done. You can get a base Jaguar XE with this engine for just under $35,000. Now, bear in mind, the average price that U.S. buyers are paying right now for new cars is $33,000. So for just a little bit more money, you can get this entry-level premium sport sedan Jaguar. And that's really, really cool. Just to do a little price comparison for you, the base BMW 3 Series costs about the same. Now the Audi A4, it costs $37,000 base. Mercedes C-Class goes up to $39,000. But then there's the Cadillac ATS, and that also has about a $34,000 base price too. So you have some nice competition to check out. But the XE overall, extremely impressed with what Jaguar has done. It's taken them several years, but they've finally gotten there. Another interesting fact that you might like to know is that the platform here, it also underpins the brand new Jaguar F-Pace SUV, which I will be reviewing very soon for you as well. Okay, everybody, I'm out of time for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any more questions for me, please leave them for me in the comment section below. I promise to answer them. If you have any suggestions for future cars you'd like me to review, please leave those suggestions in the comments below as well. And be sure to check out our full review of the 27 Jaguar XE at CarBuzz.com. So, until then, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.